WinWay is an application rather than a web browser-based product. And this brings benefits for us, which I will show you later how we benefit from that. But the first benefit is that other than the 5 minutes a day to update your data, you don't need to be attached to the internet, and you can be working away wherever you are and get instant reaction to your trading day. Because when you're on the web and you're clicking and you're going across to another server somewhere, God knows where it can be, it all takes time, and I'll show you how quickly you can look at your data when you have that data on your PC and under your control. Okay, the other benefit, and it is a great benefit, is that when you have a browser-based product, most companies produce browser-based products, so they can be, fleet of foot in following the market and creating a better user experience. But they get carried away with that, and you find that the user experience gets improved every other day. How many of you have woken up one morning, opened up a web product, and you get the sign, the warning that says, welcome to version 1.7.6.8.3, your new and improved software, where you can do great things that you'll love better. And then you get to find the things that you've been using have just disappeared, or in a different place, or just don't work the same way, etc., etc. It's very frustrating. Trading is about consistency. It's about looking at the markets in the same way, with the same data, and looking at stocks as they move forward. If I was to say to someone, Apple's trading 6 today, is that useful information? Not really. It's not really useful unless you know what it was yesterday. It's very different if it was 245 yesterday or if it was 145 yesterday. It tells you a lot more about today. So with stocks and following them, and not just stocks, but all tradable instruments, it's the history that counts. It's where it's been, it's where it's aimed at that you're interested in. So looking at things in a consistent way is really the key to making good trading decisions. And when you've got the application on your PC and it hasn't changed overnight, that's a great way of controlling that environment. It's not to say that WinWayCharts does not move. It does. We have different flavors of it, and we do upgrade it from time to time, but you're in complete control when you upgrade and why you upgrade and what you're getting when you upgrade. So it's a lot more controllable application in that sense. So I did mention that the web is the place to start, even though it's not the place to finish, because on the web we've got our website, which is WinWayCharts.com. There's lots of useful information there for you, particularly in the Getting Help section. So just to explain, right down here, we have manuals. The whole system is built with PDF manuals that if you want to print out, you're perfectly welcome and entitled to. There's about 1,100 pages, and it gives you a nice fat block of paper on your desk if you want to print it out. I wouldn't recommend it, just like most manuals. They're very useful when you want to take a subject and go into it in a bit more detail, bit by bit, and when you need it, but not everything at the beginning. You'll find that as you go through the product, you start with what you need and what you know, and you build on that to start learning the things you don't know. And as your trading progresses, your requirement for different parts of the system will grow. So if you look at WinWayCharts a bit like Excel, that's a product that a lot of people just use to add up a column of figures and type them out. And that's great. Others use them for lookup tables and macros and add all sorts of interesting developments that you can make. Most of us don't use those, but when you need them, they're there. And that's pretty much like WinWay. It is there throughout your trading process, from a complete beginner when you just want to look at a chart and move on, to becoming a sophisticated or professional investor when you want to use a lot more of the features and functionality. Nevertheless, the manual is there with everything that's on the system. Support is a great place to be, because in there you will see all the ways to get help. And that's a splash that's come up to tell you to be here. You don't need that, you're here. So you can get phone support on the left, email, link to the tutorials, and to webinar archives, where people who are using WinWay or AIQ for that matter have actually had some webinars, and they're posted there, so you have the benefit of using those. The online manuals, again, there's a link there to them as well. So good place to go if you need to find help, although there's plenty of help on the product, as we'll see when we get there. There's a list here of when the free seminars are. They won't be quite the same, but I expect to maintain these sorts of seminars while this current situation is going, and we'll be posting the dates on there. How do you sign up? Every so often there are the tutorial videos again there. If you need new ticker symbols and list files, we can go through those, but I'll explain about lists and ticker symbols a bit later. Also updating these SP500 groups and sectors. I'll explain that later too when we get to groups and sectors. But lots of interesting stuff going on the website. There's a blog, and Steve posts a fair bit of articles and items of interest, and you can sign up for that by just subscribing to posts down here, and you can get the benefit of the blogs that come up. There's something that Steve just posted recently, and recent posts on the side here, and a knowledge base as well. So there's lots of interesting things on the blog, but that's not the product, that's around the product, in and around the product, to help you either with the admin of it or to get some help.